Hello everybody, this is Tim from Mainly Muscle Cars along with cameraman Ken, and today we are looking at a pretty cool little 65 Mustang Coupe. Not your standard coupe. This one is an A code car, so that's a 289 4-barrel, so the 225 horse version. Power steering, power brakes, which is pretty deluxe for back in 65 as far as when you look at options back then. Oftentimes you see these cars and they were manual steering, manual brakes. And most were actually, if you were lucky to have a V8, you ended up getting just a 289 2-barrel. This one though is the 4-barrel, still basically a stock engine underneath that hood. It looks factory. It's got the correct carburetor on there. Ken will have a photo of that, even has a factory tag on it. Story on this one is it came from California. It was basically, I don't know whether a retirement or a severance package or what. Woman got it. She ended up bringing it back, bringing it up to Seattle in 1972. At that point, it basically stayed in the garage. So this is a very, very rust-free car. There's only two small spots of rust we know about on it. One is in the driver's door. There's just a small, basically like an eraser head size piece of rust there. And we'll show photos of that. And then also just around one of the trunk grommets on the trunk floor. Both very common areas. This car, of course, does have the vinyl top on it, and looking around the vinyl top, those common rust areas, you don't see any bubbling at all. Even kind of going in for a real deep, hard look, you don't. Now, of course, the sun has basically baked it off, but the good thing is the structure underneath looks very good. Single repaint on this one from what we can see, going around, and of course there's plenty of little dings and such like that. So this is not a virgin car. So basically what you're getting for with this purchase, you're getting a really rust-free car. The floors in this one are as nice as can be. Extremely impressive floors, frame rails, everything. Of course, you're going to see the dings. Like there's one right here on the rocker and the fender, and right here is that rust spot that we were talking about. So I guess a little bit bigger than a racer head, but pretty localized setup. Overall though, a very good car, maintained locally at a shop called Belkirk Mustang, pretty well known shop. Recently it's had shocks, radiator, water pump, master cylinder, tune-up looks new as well. Now it has sat for a little while. We're still kind of burning some of that older gas out of the tank. We kind of top the fluids off. Got a little bit of a drip right here up front. That's as we kind of overfilled the tank. But it runs really well. Underneath, just very, very stock. Just a good, solid car to kind of get in and go. We'll go ahead and jump in, take her for a quick test drive. Now the driver's seat, you'll kind of see it doesn't match the passenger seat. What ended up happening is the Mustang is very typical for them to break the rear seat frame. And so rather than weld up the seat frame and such with the older upholstery, they just actually, the Mustang shop had a nice driver's seat. It was just in black, so they went ahead and installed that. So it's correct, for the year. It's not the original one for the car, but it's correct for the car. Inside, basically she's still just real original, factory console in place, shifter, factory AM radio, but if you take a look just how nice this factory instrument bezel is, pretty impressive for a bezel to be that nice. That kind of lets you know that it was stored inside and this one wasn't outside, in the weather, because if those are out, they sun fade really bad, and they do succumb to the elements.
To the 405 interchange.
There's our little factory radio, works nice.
Sarah with Sarah Wiseman.
Now we still have a little bit of old fuel in there. Ken and I took her out and drove her for a while, trying to burn some of that old gas out and put some premium in it. And this will need premium, so just so you know.
Kristen Welker with the president on Martha's Vineyard. Police in a St. Louis suburb have...
The brakes seem to work fine. Again, this one did come out of storage, so I would say, might need to, before you're going to return it to a daily driver status, just to kind of go ahead and go through those brakes, make sure that all the seals and stuff are good. There has been some inspection work, but we have not pulled it apart just to see what the status of everything is. So I would recommend anybody who's going to want to take this thing out and drive it seriously, before doing that, kind of go through that. But it actually drives really nice, so everything has been maintained properly. It's showing 81,402 on the odometer. Unfortunately, we didn't get any information whether that was original or not. Certainly a case could be made looking underneath the hood, the amount of stock parts in there. But anyway, plan on it being 181, and who knows, we luck out and it's 81. But power-wise, it actually does pretty good. I mean, it's 225 horse motor, but that C4 shift's really nice. It's kind of a good 1-2 shift and a nice 2-3. So the transmission seems nice and healthy. But anyway, just a really good car. You know, it'd be kind of a fun one to get out and just do a little bit of tinkering on and then kind of return to a daily driver, or it'd be an excellent basis for a restoration. Just with all the work that's been done here, I would highly recommend, if you're going to restore a Mustang Coupe, this would be a great one to do it. Anyway, our phone number is 360-863-2241, or you can visit us at our website at mainlymusclecars.com. Thank you.